division to go out and steal the show. WWE is, of course, a different story that kind of started coming back in the division of, or in the direction of letting women actually wrestle, but they're still putting girls like Gail Kim on a back seat to girls like Alicia Fox who haven't proven their worth or paid their dues. So on the independent scene, women's wrestling is another whole story altogether. But women's wrestling definitely has potential, and has a place in the business, and it deserves to be part of the show.
Well, the women's division in TNA, I love that. I love those girls just talk out because they actually get in there and they wrestle. You know, the WWE, I think they're just more just a show, if you will. You know, with TNA, I love it because they actually get in there and they wrestle.
No, well, when I was watching her, I was pretty little and didn't know any of that, but it was just the persona she had and the fact that she could get in the ring and kick the guy's ass just as easily as the dudes could, and I've just always thought that was so cool.
You know, with Beth Phoenix, who's one hell of a indie wrestler. She showed it when she got, you know, her big break in the WWE. She's a real wrestler. You know, Natty Neidhart is a real wrestler. Those other ones are models that were trained to wrestle for, you know, whatever long it took them. They put them in there for a few months. They took a few bumps and up, give them some gear, and they're wrestlers. You know, there's so many better women in wrestling in the independent than the WWE. I mean, that it's just, if you don't have the complete model of that, you can't be a diva, I guess.
I think it definitely helps because it shows, you know, it gets women fans also to believe in the sport and, like, watch the sport, because if they're just watching men, then they think it's an all-men's sport. So I definitely think they help in that aspect of getting women fans and stuff like that, and it's good for diversity and stuff like that, fans and everything like that.
I liked Kelly. I actually, really like her because she's, so pretty, and I hope that she can actually stay in WWE and maybe even one day go to TNA.
You know, one of the first girls that came in that they really promoted as being something different rather than wanting to be a wrestler. Like, I know, when they brought people like, Sable or Rena Mero, those girls, and they weren't actually, wrestlers when they first got brought in, but she, I think, was one of the first ones that they actually promoted that they got from somewhere else. And so I wasn't a really big fan of hers when she started, but if you look at when she started and when she left, she turned into a very, very good wrestler. She was awesome, entertainment-wise, work-wise. So it was sad to see her retire, but I guess, she was maybe smarter than some of us and got out before she beat her body up too bad.
I'm in college right now, and I recently did a paper on women in professional wrestling for one of my sociology classes. And one of the main topics was how women are completely mistreated in professional wrestling. If you look into WWE, they've come a long way from where they first were, but you'll never see somebody outside of their cookie-cutter model inside a WWE ring. I mean, Natty Neidhart is completely out of the, WWE mold, and what has she become more than a glorified manager of the Hart Dynasty? I mean, it's just, the WWE puts out this, thing where women have to be a certain way, and if you're not that way, you're not going to be a professional wrestler in WWE.
I got to give it to you guys, very diverse opinions coming from you, both from guests, people who listen to the program. Very diverse collection of opinions we just heard there, and we invite you to share your opinions on anything. It could be something going on in the Divas division, something going on in WWE TNA that you want raised for discussion purposes. You can get a hold of us at hewwrestling@hotmail.com. You can find us on MySpace at myspace.com, HEW Entertainment Radio, Facebook.com, Jonathan Clarke, YouTube.com, Jonathan Clarke 22, Twitter.com, HEW Entertainment, Jonathan Clarke 1. We got a lot of ways for you to interact with the program. You can also interact with us through our official radio forum by leaving your opinion in our radio forum. Very, very diverse collection of opinions. I have to say that much, and I have to give you guys a bunch of credit Over the years, I've interviewed a lot of people, and this is like the 875th, 876th edition of the program. And you can only imagine who I've interviewed in over 800 shows, as we're getting pretty close to the 900th edition of the program. And if I were to compile a collection of opinions and stories that I've heard over the years, we would be here hours. I think there is somewhere between 2,500 hours to 3,000 hours worth of audio footage. That is an impressive amount of audio footage that both myself and my co-hosts and my producers have compiled for you over the years. And if I were to compile a collection of audio comments and opinions on things like the Divas Division and did it for every show, we'd be here for hours. Anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 hours of HW Entertainment radio footage. And apart from that, there are endless amounts of audio footage that you can download from YouTube and blogtalkradio.com and other radio archiving websites that have featured me. I was the lead voice of HW Entertainment Variety Radio for over 13 years, was the lead voice of Wrestling-Radio.com for 6 months. And the stories that I have heard over the last 13 years since this website premiered back in 1999 is unbelievable and unparalleled to anything that I have ever done in my life, and these stories mean the world to me. I had a woman on here several years ago actually who had difficulty with a surgery that a doctor performed on her. She actually got this injury from personal experiences in her life apart from the independence, and she shared that story with me, how the surgery backfired, and the removal of a body part that actually did not benefit her. And it was a very personal story that she shared with me, and I've had a lot of personal stories shared with me over the years here on HW Entertainment Variety Radio. And as I said, if I were to actually compile all these stories into a audio reel for you, I think the audio reel would last hours upon hours upon hours, and I really wish I could share all your opinions with our listening audience, but those opinions will remain in our audio archives until we need to refer back to them and share them for a particular reason with our listening audience. That's why we keep all of our audio footage, to put things together like audio reels for you as we have over the years. There are a lot of things that have been said here on HW Entertainment Variety Radio, some good things, some bad things, some in-between things. But people ask me all the time, why do you keep your audio footage? Well, that's one of the reasons why I keep all the audio footage, for archive purposes in our radio form, for putting together YouTube videos on youtube.com JonathanClarke22, where this show is heard in archives, and for going back and just reflecting back on what some of you have said as we just did there. That's why we keep all of our audio footage, and there are 875 editions of the program, so more than one opinion has been shared. We invite you to share your opinion on things like the Divas Division, not knowing if I really like this whole Divas of Doom angle, especially how WWE aren't doing anything with it. One person that you guys talked highly of in those audio clips were Natalya Neidhart. Natalya Neidhart and Beth Phoenix, and it's unfortunate that their WWE aren't using them to their fullest potential with this Divas of Doom angle, especially when they can put the Divas title on someone like Natalya, who's very, very successful. One person in those audio clips said that Natalya had amounted to nothing more than a glorified valet for the Hart Dynasty, D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd, who she had an off-on-again relationship with over the years. I think that he's right. The guy's right. It seems like people like Beth Phoenix and Natalya really aren't, amounting to anything, and that's the unfortunate thing about it. I was really looking forward to Kelly and Eve Torres being challenged, and they haven't been yet. We've seen 2 pay-per-views, SummerSlam and Night of Champions, where Kelly's gotten over on Beth Phoenix, who was impressive on the independents, who was impressive in the first few years of her WWE career, acquiring the Women's Championship several times. And now she's allowing people like Kelly to get the better of her, not once but twice, at the recent SummerSlam pay-per-view and the recent Night of Champions offering. So, I really wish they would do something with the Divas of Doom angle, and hoping they're going to, with another pay-per-view less than 2.5 weeks away. I'm not sure if I really enjoy this whole Divas of Doom angle. I'm enjoying seeing Kelly at the top, although she received quite a bit of criticism when she won the title. She's been called a joke. She's been called, a has-been. She's been called a lot of things. And, I definitely have supported her over the years. I've known her for about 5 years, and it's nice to know that she's actually getting paid back for all her contributions to both OVW and WWE over the last half of a decade. It's amazing, how you people feel about the Divas division, but the question is, are WWE listening to you? Are WWE lending an ear to you, or is it just going in one ear and out the other? And that, my friends, is an answer that I don't have for you, but you can pretty much assume that they're not really paying attention to anything that we have to say. They're not paying attention to no radio show, no videos on YouTube. They're just doing what they want, when they want, and treating divas especially unfairly. And that's why I'm in agreement with everything Tommy Dreamer said in a recent article I threw up in our news center. We've tweeted a lot of things about the Divas division, a lot of videos, a lot of images on our Twitter page at HGW Entertainment. Jonathan Clarke 1 will probably tweet parts of this YouTube video from youtube.com Jonathan Clarke 22 for you to listen to, somewhat of a teaser on our Twitter page, as we do from time to time. And, I just thought I'd put this together because I'm in agreement with everything Tommy Dreamer had to say. He's a very knowledgeable person, and he should be. Being involved with professional wrestling since the early 90s and a part of the original ECW, I think that everything he's doing with TNA also is awesome too. A good question for our weekly poll would be, what women's division do you guys prefer the most, WWE's or TNA's? And I think that the answer to that will be the TNA Knockouts division, because they're actually being given a chance to wrestle. I'd love to hear what your opinion is on that, and that would be a good weekly poll for us to throw up on our website. Of course, our weekly polls are powered by both Snap Poll and pollcode.com. A good weekly poll for us to throw up would be, what's your opinion on the Divas divisions, and which one do you prefer, the WWE one or the TNA one? I think you guys will choose the TNA Knockouts division. You can also join the conversation about this on Facebook at facebook.com Jonathan Clarke, and our chat rooms are powered by parachat.com, new innovative chat rooms and a new innovative way for you to contribute to discussions. We got a chat room up there for everything from Raw to SmackDown to NXT to TNA to all the major pay-per-views. The next one, of course, is Hell in a Cell, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Divas have a role in that one with so little time to prepare anything for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I doubt they're even going to be involved with it. They'll probably do something the week before the pay-per-view, and that's pretty much all they're going to be able to do.